In Class 11 we have been studying The Hunchback of Notre Dame. We read the book and watched a clip from the Disney film. I liked it because it had lots of adventure and suspense in it.
What I liked about The Hunchback of Notre Dame is seeing the differences between the film and the book.
What I liked about The Hunchback of Notre Dame is that it was so exciting and I never knew what was going to happen next. And my favourite character was Quasimodo because I felt sorry for him.
In our first lesson, we had to predict on what the book was going to be about. My first prediction, based on the front cover, was it made me think that he is a bell ringer in the cathedral and that he is poor because he rings a bell and he wears faded clothes.
In the second lesson, we read a descriptive paragraph of Quasimodo based on the book. My favourite sentence was, "Sadly, he became deaf and strangely this boy was different because he had a disturbing hump on his back and notched irregular teeth, but was scattered all over the place."
Our next piece of work was about when Quasimodo had to choose whether he should go to the Festival of Fools or not. My favourite piece of work was, "Some like the gargoyles think I should go. They say life isn't a spectator sport. They think I should go to enjoy life and make new friends. I am so excited because I can't wait to watch the jovial jesters and the aerial acrobats up close. I can't wait to eat the phenomenal feast. I think I should go. Do you?"
The next piece of work was a newspaper report of Quasimodo being punished. My favourite section is when I talked about his backstory. Here's some of it. Little is known about the Hunchback. It is thought that he was abandoned by his parents at a very young age. Thankfully, he was found and raised by the Archdeacon of Notre Dame, Frollo. Quasimodo, who rings the famous bells, has existed within the confines of the bell tower his whole life. It is believed that the only time he has left the tower was to commit this awful crime. The next piece was Esmeralda's plea, when Esmeralda was assumed that she had killed Captain Phoebus. My favourite section is the main reason. The main reason I shouldn't be in prison is related to my history. I, Esmeralda, have never committed any crimes because I am always kind and loyal. For example, I helped a man who was tortured for kidnapping me by giving him a glass of water while the crowd was throwing tomatoes at him and laughing.
Our next piece of writing is that we had to compare the book and the film. This is my favourite piece. The text is about how two versions of The Hunchback of Notre Dame is different. In the film there are many songs about how they're feeling, yet in the book there isn't. And in the book there is a heavenly man called Pierre Gringoire. However, in the film, Gringoire isn't mentioned once.
Next, Mr. Shea showed us a video called The Little Fig. It's about a little boy who lives in a wagon and performs for a freak show. This makes me feel sad because the little boy is only 6 years old and is trained up for his whole life. He wishes for a better life, but does he think he deserves it?
Mr. Shea asked us if we could write the story based on the Little Freak video before Quasimodo was a young boy.
On a dark, gloomy night, a sombre scene unfolded. The incessant rain was hammering down on a wooden wagon. The unrelenting rain was bouncing off the floor. The thunder rumbled and deafening crashes filled the air. Outside reflected a mood of gloom and miserableness. Inside, a strange figure, fully content, was rhythmically carving a wooden bird. Quasimodo was a troubled soul. A life of despair and rejection was a lot for such a young age. The misshapen boy, whose deformities were not just on his face, resembled a broken figure that had been badly put back together. His eyes, just visible, were filled with lots of tears. His sweater struggled to cover his grotesque warts on his shoulder that had spread onto his neck.